Very few cities in the world carry the weight that the name Cairo does. This is not just the story of a city, it is one of humanity's longest survival epics. On the banks of the Nile, in the heart of the desert, for thousands of years, every empire sought to conquer this land. Every army marched here. Every civilization tried to destroy it or claim it. And yet, Cairo outlived them all. On this journey, we're doing something special. Using advanced AI techniques, we've transformed ancient engravings and historical paintings into vivid, lifelike scenes. So you won't just hear history, you'll witness it as closely as possible. Are you ready? Then we open the time tunnel to 3100 BC, where history begins. The Nile flooded every year. With each flood, it left behind fertile soil. And that fertile land drew people, from the first villages to the first kingdoms. When Egypt's first pharaohs united the kingdom, the land where Cairo stands today was already considered sacred. To the north, the city of Heliopolis, the city of the sun god Ra, shined brightly. To the south, Memphis rose as the seat of pharaonic power. Between these two poles, along both banks of the Nile, Egyptian civilization ruled the world for thousands of years. And these lands would soon witness one of the greatest construction feats in human history. In 2560 BC, the Great Pyramid of Giza was completed. The massive tomb of Khufu has stood for over 4,500 years. Of the seven wonders of the ancient world, only one still stands today, and it stands here, on the edge of Cairo. But no empire lasts forever. In 525 BC, everything changed. The Persian emperor Cambyses conquered Egypt, ending the age of the pharaohs. Then came Alexander the Great in 332 BC. He declared himself a pharaoh, blessed as the son of Ra. But his heart belonged to Alexandria, not Cairo. Under the Ptolemaic dynasty, the region remained a strategic military hub. With the reign of Cleopatra, Egypt became the ultimate prize for Rome. In 30 BC, Rome annexed Egypt. At the heart of what is now Cairo, the Romans built a fortress known as Babylon. It became a meeting point of trade and military power. Gold, grain, and influence flowing along the Nile all passed through it.
When Rome fell, Byzantium took its place. Cairo became one of the early centers of Christianity. Saint Mark brought the gospel to these lands. The cave where the Virgin Mary is believed to have taken refuge with the infant Jesus still exists beneath Cairo today. For centuries, Coptic Christians preserved their faith here. Then, in 641 AD, history turned another page. The armies of Caliph Umar conquered Egypt. Commander Amr ibn al-As founded a new city, Fustat, the true core of modern Cairo. The light of Islamic civilization began to shine along the Nile. In 969, the Fatimids arrived, and Cairo was truly born. General Jawar al-Sikili planned and built a new city and gave it a name, Al-Qahira, the Victorious. Al-Azhar Mosque was founded, one of the oldest and most influential universities in the world, still active today. Cairo became the heart of the Islamic world. Knowledge, trade, art, and architecture all reached their peak here. But the Crusades were approaching. Armies from Europe set their sights on Egypt, and then a legendary figure emerged, Saladin. He defended not only Cairo, but the entire Islamic world. He strengthened the city's defenses and built the citadel of Cairo, which still stands proudly above the city. In 1187, he recaptured Jerusalem from the Crusaders. Even his enemies admired his justice and honor. But history never stops. In 1250, The Mamluks seized power, and then came the Mongols. The descendants of Genghis Khan had destroyed cities across the world. Baghdad had fallen. Egypt was next. In 1260, at the Battle of Ayn Jalut, two forces met, the might of the Mongol army and the Mamluk cavalry. History wrote the unexpected. The Mongols were defeated. For the first time ever, they lost a battle in open field. Cairo survived.
Centuries passed. In 1347, the Black Death struck. 1/3 of Cairo's population perished. The streets filled with the dead. Even the Nile seemed to mourn. But the city rose again. Mamluk architecture reached its peak during this era. The madrasas, mausoleums, and complexes you still see today were built in the shadow of death. In 1517, Ottoman Sultan Selim conquered Egypt. The Mamluk era ended. Cairo became one of the richest and most important provinces of the Ottoman Empire. For centuries, it served as the gateway of trade, the path of spices, and the road to pilgrimage. Then, in 1798, Napoleon arrived. French cannons thundered before the pyramids. His scholars studied, mapped, and documented Egypt, laying the foundations of modern Egyptology. But the French did not stay long. In the 19th century, a new power rose, Muhammad Ali Pasha. This Albanian-born commander became the true founder of modern Egypt. He rebuilt Cairo, factories, schools, a modern army, canals. His grandson, Khedive Ismail, tried to turn Cairo into Paris with opera houses, grand boulevards, and European-style districts. In 1869, the Suez Canal opened. Global trade changed forever. But modernization came at a cost. Debt led to dependence. In 1882, Britain occupied Egypt. For decades, Cairo lived under colonial rule. Until 1952. That year, young officers led a revolution. King Farouk abdicated. Gamal Abdel Nasser stood before the people of Cairo and spoke. Millions listened. Egypt now belonged to Egyptians. In 1956, Nasser nationalized the Suez Canal. The West reacted immediately. Britain, France, and Israel attacked. But global opinion stood with Egypt, and Cairo resisted once again. Decades passed. Wars, peace agreements, dictatorships, economic struggles. Then, in 2011, Tahrir Square returned to the stage of history. Millions filled the streets. The people want the fall of the regime echoed across the world. Hosni Mubarak stepped down after 30 years in power. Cairo once again witnessed history being made. And today, with over 22 million people, Cairo is the largest city in Africa and the Arab world. The pyramids of Giza still shine under the sun. El Azhar still teaches. The Nile still flows. And Cairo still breathes, loud, chaotic, relentless, and immortal. For 5,000 years, every empire came and went. The Persians came and went. Alexander came and went. The Romans came and went. The Crusaders came and went. The Mongols came and failed. The French came and went. The British came and went. But Cairo remained. Because some cities are not built from stone and mortar, but from the deepest resilience of humanity. And that resilience is as old as the Nile.